Alright, hello again and welcome to another update. The recap for this last week, I wanted to look at polishing, continued polishing I suppose, and specifically AI. I wanted to implement a ranged enemy, have it environment aware and slightly smarter combat. Now if I start with polishing, so there's this plugin called Fluid Ninja, which I purchased quite a while ago. It's specifically for fluid dynamics and it's really good, but it's not super intuitive to use. It's also quite expensive, and I think when I bought it, it was like a 50% discount or something. It was a very huge discount, so I bought it with thoughts that I'll eventually use it, and I am trying to use it now. But as I said, for me it's not super intuitive how to make it work. I have made it do something, but I'll have to keep playing around with it to figure out exactly what it does, or how it would do what I need it to do. If I can show you, so I implemented it here. So what it does is it creates this fog layer all over the level, which I really like. It just gives it a bit more of an ominous feeling. And now the depth that I added to the level kind of makes these pools of smoke collect, which I really like. And I did the same in the arena, but I made it a bit more heavy, a bit heavier. If we get there, so it's slightly more pronounced here, which I really like. Also around the entire floor, and as you can see, I've started fleshing out the level, making some bridges here, some details in the background, and then on each level I just added some lights and some props. On this left hand side, also just a bit of life. Nothing much here, just a light, and in the background some foliage, just some ropes hanging there for some reason, and some vases and lights here. This pillar was here for a reason, and it's broken off, and the top of it's lying here on the floor. So yeah, this polishing I really like, and I think for now I'm actually done with what I want in this level. I don't think I'm going to change much of it. I have to be cognizant of, or I am trying to be cognizant of frame rate. So I don't have a super, I've got like a mid-tier graphics card, and I'm currently running this at 4K. Now it's running comfortably just around, hovering around 30 FPS. If I move this character here, with all of the smoke and stuff that I've added now, it's still around 25, between 20 and 30. So this is acceptable for me because I'm running at 4K, as I said, and it's actually everything's cranked to max. The scalability, I've set it to everything as high as it can go. I suppose I can go to epic and cinematic, but there's going to be no point in me doing that. So I'll do an overlay here of it running on Quad HD, which is 2560 x 1440, which is what I normally play games at, and it's running fine between 50 and 60 frames per second. So that's kind of the sweet spot that I want. specifically because I want this to be a fast and fluid performant game. So yeah, I think for now I'm done with adding everything here. I don't want it to drop under 20 while I'm playing on 4K, because that'll indicate to me there's too much stuff going on here. Now, one more thing that I do want to do with this Fluid Ninja, what it does allow you to do is interact with this fog. If I can show you a sample level. So, see, the fog reacts to the character. I'll still need to figure out how to set this up, but that's a very nice feature, I think, to make it feel real. And I will definitely figure out how to do it, because I want this. But yeah, that's that for now. Now on the AI front, there's been it's been harder than I hoped. So I have added a ranged enemy, so he'll be shooting fireballs. Now at the moment he can't attack yet. I've just been adding him to basically work through the AI. So yeah, it's getting quite complex, and making it different. I am following the Smart AI series of Ali Al-Zuhairi. I'll add the link to that playlist in the description. I'm not following his videos step by step. I'm basically watching it and getting ideas of how to implement it in what I have currently. Now, one of the things that I do have an issue with is the environment query system. So, if I enable it, if I attack this enemy, so all of these dots are basically places that he can choose to move to. So you can see at the moment it was here right at the bottom, close to the screen. Now that's not somewhere he can move to. So I still need to figure out how to limit this EQS system on a plane. And also that'll obviously affect that he can't choose something behind the character. But yeah, this is currently where I'm at. So I'm making it as a normal grid system just to get the behavior right, that he chooses a spot to move to within range of his attack, and then he'll attack from there. But yeah, figuring out how to make it onto one plane, that's going to be the challenge for me. If anybody has any ideas or done it before, I'd be grateful for some tips. But yeah, that is pretty much where I'm at with the AI. So the melee enemy is slightly better. He moves to a spot, chooses to attack, and then moves back. I'll make some enemies like this, specifically ones with long, or it's melee but like a long weapon, where they'll rush in, attack, and move back. Whereas enemies with like swords and stuff, I'll keep them engaged right up to the character. But yeah, this is good for now. So yeah, pretty short video. One thing I do need to mention though is, since I want to release end of June, what I actually started doing is looking at the Steamworks pages and all of the hoops you have to jump through. Now, one of the things I have noticed is that in order to release a game, you have to have it in coming soon status for at least 30 days. Which means, for me specifically, I would have to have the store page done or up in coming soon status by the end of May. Now, before I do that, I actually do want to have a trailer, a proper gameplay trailer in, because if there's one thing that irritates me about Steam page is if there's firstly no trailer, or secondly if the first video that plays is a cinematic video. I kind of despise that. The first thing I want to see is gameplay, and if I'm intrigued, then I'd like to see whatever cinematics you have. So I want to follow that and make a proper gameplay trailer and then put the Steam page up, which does mean not this week but next week I'll have to have the AI done in a way that I can actually play against them properly. So the plan for this week is to complete this ranged enemy with his attack. I'll carry on with the AI so they are ability away, and then I'll just do the polishing, the continued polishing as always. So yeah, thanks for joining me for this update. I'll see you again next week.